Hello everybody, this is Dr. Bob DeMaria with another episode of Ask Dr. Bob. Tremendous questions. We have someone who is a letter carrier. In other words, he must work for the Postal Service. He was talking about a variety of types of foods that he likes to consume during the summertime. He wants to get healthier. The summer heat bothers him and wants to know some suggestions. He likes to eat bananas and some boiled eggs and some grapes. I would just suggest you maybe get rid of the bananas and switch to some cucumbers. Cucumbers are not going to impact you with your blood sugar. I think nuts are always good all year round. You don't want to overdo the nuts. When I say nuts, I'm talking almonds, walnuts, pecans, good nuts. He wants to know about the wintertime because he's so cold. Well, I have learned that individuals that are really cold need to have iodine in root vegetables. Are the vegetables that you're going to want to eat during the wintertime because they kind of like warm your body up, whereas fruits and liquid tend to cool your body down. That's what I'm suggesting, the cucumber and maybe some sliced apples during the summertime also. Just avoid watermelon and pineapple and grapes. That will cause neck pain. Dr. Bob, I'm taking Synthroid, about 50 micrograms. Can I also take iodine? This is what I've learned about Synthroid. It is T4. I like to follow the numbers. So you have to look at your TSH, your T3, and your T4. And if your T4 is low, you may need to be taking some iodine. But Synthroid skews all of it. So you may consider a urine iodine loading test. That's probably the most scientific way to determine if you need iodine or not. That's a very good question, by the way. I have someone who's not married, 35 years old, is thinking about having a child, ask something about maybe or maybe not they have an egg issue. So here's what's happening. First, in our practice, we always like to follow the numbers when it comes to iodine. We do the urine iodine loading test. We have found if someone does not have enough iodine, your ovaries don't have iodine to create eggs and to function optimally. We also use what we call a neonatal glandular product to support ovary function. You want your liver to be functioning optimally, but of course the most important is you want that thyroid working. You see, iodine helps your body's ovaries function at 100%. You may consider the female hormone saliva panel and or an adrenal stress index. We can see when you do ovulate with that, we can also determine and drill down your hormonal levels. Very interesting question for someone 35 wanting to get pregnant. Now, someone had an issue or question with eczema. What could they take over the counter? Well, I want you to know in our practice we use black currant seed oil. I also may suggest you want an essential fatty acid blood spot test to determine your exact levels of oil in your body. Someone from the UK, and we thank you for people all over the world that contact us. She had what she called a plaque test, PLAC. It showed she had high inflammation, which concerned her, but she has had leg pain because of taking statin drugs. Well, what we have learned with cholesterol, we can lower cholesterol naturally by eating Dr. Bob's ever famous ABCs. Half a red apple every day, beet fiber, and a carrot, a medium carrot. You can lower your cholesterol up to 40% by adding beet fiber to your diet. You want to minimize or eliminate sugar, stress, and trans fatty acids. Could you give me any advice on the whole idea of inflammation? Inflammation, from my experience, is caused from sugar and stress and trans fatty acid. I wrote a book called Dr. Bob's Trans Fat Survival Guide, and in that book there's a chapter called Winning the Pain Game, because inflammation is caused when your cofactors in your body, like zinc, like B6, like magnesium, are lacking. But trans fat will sabotage the process. Sugar sabotages the process because it takes minerals or cofactors out of the body. So if you want to stop the inflammation, get off the sugar and the trans fat. Sugar is by far the worst. Dr. Bob, I don't drink alcohol, I don't smoke. My father had a history of strokes, TIAs, heart attack, etc., and wanted to know if yogurt is good for the heart. No, it's not, because yogurt, especially American yogurt, has more sugar in it than ice cream. And going back to Dr. Bob's Trans Fat Survival Guide, if you consume dairy, that increases something called prostaglandin number 2, which causes pain and inflammation. Very fascinating. You may consider doing an essential fatty acid blood spot test, and you'll see you'll have increased arachidonic acid, which is inflammation. This would be a real good Ask Dr. Bob to pass around because of the information on thyroid, getting pregnant, and inflammation.